Liliʻuokalani was the last queen of Hawaii, and normally that's what the history books, begin and end with. In actuality, what she was and what she has become is much more than that. Because she served Hawaii as Hawaii's leader, ruler, at probably the most turbulent history, she obviously is probably the most judged of all the leaders of Hawaii because of the transitional page. So a lot of people judge what she did. She tried to restore, actually, democracy to Hawaii. Instead of creating a war with the United States, she chose to use diplomatic means and to step down. And as a result of that, because she did that, we are able today to continue the struggle that just happened 3 generations ago. She became a symbol for her people and a struggle to win back their rights. And so she has become for us a leader, even after her passing 100 years ago, a leader of doing what is right for Hawaii.
Today we honor Queen Liliʻuokalani. We are drawn here by our common love and our common respect for Hawaii's last queen. We acknowledge how keenly her passing affects us 100 years later, and how deeply her values of compassion, justice, forgiveness, and humanity can and must enter into all that we are and what we do. Her life represented the flowering of great intelligence, of love and duty and responsibility and creative beauty. Indeed, her life was very much embroiled in political turmoil, and we acknowledge that. For today, let our thoughts flow to the way injustice was responded to by our Queen Liliʻuokalani. Truth be told, if she had allowed her loyalists to defend the kingdom and fight to the end, many of us would not be here today. She stood down so we can stand up. And for that reason, we offer a special gratitude. Let us elevate, illuminate, and amplify her goodness.
Among her many exemplary deeds, the Queen left a legacy in the form of a trust for Hawaiian children, trusting that we would lead these children to create a legacy of their own. And when she did this, she changed the lives of thousands of our young Hawaiian beneficiaries. For over 100 years, the Queen's trust and her children's centers have been a beacon of hope for children wandering in the darkness of despair.
My family and I had the privilege of spending 8 years living in the Queen's home in Washington Place. And while we were there, there was this large portrait in the dining room. And on the portrait of the Queen was this phenomenon. Her eyes were painted in such a way that they followed you everywhere. When I looked into her eyes, I knew that my Queen loved me. Not just people in general, that me, I am standing there. That compassion she had was for me and me alone. And that compassion is for each and every one of you. She did what she did because she loved you. Our Queen had so much compassion that she made it possible for us to be here today celebrating the 100th anniversary of her passing. In our hearts, she has not passed.
As a young Hawaiian, she is laying the path for me to walk in both worlds, how to remain true to our ancestors of the past, our kupuna, our culture, traditions, our history, yet advance, navigate, and explore in a modern world. Each generation has the obligation to set the bar higher than the previous one. As Hawaiians, we all have that choice of how to live our lives. If we can aspire to the qualities our Queen lived by, great things lie ahead for Hawaii, our people, and our keiki. Mahalo nui loa, Queen Liliʻuokalani. E oni pa'a kako.